You're right, guys, and welcome to the latest episode of Muscle Owl Talks. I'm here with Lucy.
Hi.
And yeah, we were going to do a quick chat about diagnosis. We've been going to discuss it at different points, at different times with you, because it's one of your big things and something that you've spoken a lot about. But it's almost like waiting for the right moment, but not knowing if the right moment will come. So we thought we'd just do a brief one on your journey so far in your diagnosis and why it's so important to you. Do you want to explain your story?
Yeah, so I was born with health problems. So I had a lot of bowel problems, muscle problems, breathing problems, but it was just kind of accepted as me. That was Lucy, get on with it. So I lived life always struggling, always deteriorating. And it's not until I was 14 that I became disabled and then became seriously ill with more organ failure. And also,
do you mean at 14 using a wheelchair most of the time?
Yeah, so that's why I started using a wheelchair, but also my organs were failing, so I was needing a lot of medical intervention as well, compared to before I just had physiotherapy through my early teens.
Yeah.
I was needing a lot of specialists, a lot of...
But during this time, they were like, we don't know what this is all about. We don't know the why.
Yeah, they just kind of accepted it as part of me. I'd see this doctor and that doctor, and they'd go, yeah, she's a bit bendy, or yeah, she's a bit weak, or yeah, her muscles don't work properly. But no one actually thought, hang on a minute.
That's bizarre.
I know. And then at 15, I got diagnosed with a condition called Ehlers Danlos. Hypermobile Ehlers Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue disease caused by faulty collagen.
Yeah. And
it makes your connective tissues, which is in every part of your body, it holds you all together. It's like the glue in your system. That all holds you all together. And obviously they said mine was faulty. But with all the complications I developed and the fact that it is progressive in my case, it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
So they were calling it complex or atypical or using all these different words, but it was actually not until, we all knew there was something else going on, but I don't think my specialist knew where to refer me.
Yeah.
And a junior doctor in one of my appointments kind of said, oh, doesn't that sound a bit like mitochondrial disease or muscular dystrophy? And my consultant was like, hang on a minute, yeah. So I went online, Googled it a bit, and Dr. Ros Quinlivan came up, and the National Rare Mitochondrial Centre got referred to them, and then I've been under Ros ever since. Yeah. And now, obviously, she says I don't have Ehlers Danlos. I actually have a progressive neuromuscular disease, but we're trying to find out what that is.
Yeah. That's amazing. And I think there's a couple of points to that I'd say is one that I think so many people, parents will relate to is you saying to a doctor, what about this? And then the doctor saying, yeah, what about this? And that kind of offhand mention of something then leads to something else. And it's so often, I think, when we're living outside of a disability health field, we always just think doctors know everything, or that everything is known, and it's only when we move into it that we realize, wow, yes, so many mistakes are made, and so much of the time people just don't even know, and patients can have experiences that make them more aware than doctors sometimes. So I don't know, how did that make you feel? How did you feel when you didn't know you had anything? Then how did you feel when you realized the thing you thought you had, you didn't have? And what are you doing about it now?
So I always knew I was different growing up because I was painfully shy. Not that you'd believe it now, but I was painfully shy, so I didn't want any attention. So I just didn't tell anyone half of what I was going through. But also, if you grow up with it, how do you know it's not normal?
Yeah.
So that was my normal. And getting worse was my normal, and struggling was my normal. But I just think the medical professionals were hesitant to get medicalised because I was living a normal life. They kind of just thought, oh, let her get on with it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they did, because if we'd have known, would my mum have wrapped me in cotton wool, and would I have been able to do all the things I did? But then obviously getting a diagnosis, I felt validated. I felt like, yeah, I've got a name, I can identify with it, there's a community, and I immersed myself in the EDS community and the chronic illness community. And then, after 8 years, someone goes, actually, you don't have that. And it's like, in a way, it was a relief they said that, because EDS didn't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't fit the brief.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't have anyone to identify with.
Yeah.
And in the UK, we have the SWAN, Syndromes Without a Name UK, but they're based for children. There's no undiagnosed adult charity.
Yeah.
And it's like, who do you identify with? I still identify with the disability community, with the chronically ill community, but I don't have a name. And how do you explain, when someone says, what's wrong with you, how do you explain it? It's like, how long do you have?
Yeah. Wow. And so you've been, well, chatting to Ross Quinn-Living, and you went to get your muscle biopsy and try and figure out things. Where are things now? What direction is it moving in?
So I'm just waiting for the results of the muscle biopsy, obviously, which I had a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, the 100,000 genomes project, I've been enrolled onto that. So we're trying to wait for that to kind of come through. And obviously, that could be years into the future. So we're kind of hoping the muscle biopsy will show something, because the genomes project could take years. The problem is, Ros has kind of run the tests for all the kind of common neuromuscular conditions. So she said, I think her words were, it's either going to be rare, ultra rare, or unique.
Yeah. Wow.
So will I be able to identify with anyone else? Probably not.
You might be able to create your own name for it. It could be called the Lucy Watts condition. And then, I don't know. See, that was the thing that I was saying to you. We were talking about how you would feel, I don't know if validation is the right word, but some sort of the identification with a condition would certainly, it would, I don't know, it's qualify in some ways. I'm using the right words. You know, that kind of identification I know is important, knowing so many people with different types of muscular dystrophies, neuromuscular conditions, and how people really do relate with that. And I was saying to you, one of the reasons I know a lot of people relate with it so much, and it means so much to them, is because it means they're part of a community where often there's peer support, and they can often say, okay, I'm like you had this too, how did you do this? Would it be the same if it's ultra rare and there's maybe just like two of you? Like, how is that different? That's something that I found quite interesting.
And I find that quite interesting, because until I'm in that situation, I'm not sure how I will feel. But actually, the validation of having a name will be one thing. But it'd be hard to kind of think, yes, I've got a name, but how do I find someone else that's got this?
Yeah.
And I'd probably end up building my own community.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I'm quite a doer and a kind of active person, so I wouldn't mind doing that. But actually, sometimes all you want to say is, oh, what, you too? You have it too?
Yeah.
Well, how did you, like you said, how do you do this? How do you do that?
Yeah.
How long does it take to get diagnosed? And actually, if you haven't got that, I don't know. But I
can imagine knowing how you go about things. If you get this condition and it has a name, and it turns out to be the rarest condition imaginable, you'll get it famous within a month. This will be it. You'll have its own TV show.
Yes. You'll have its own Muscle Owl episode.
That's it. A Muscle Owl monthly for whatever condition it is. looking for that other person out there who has it. Do you have it? Going through all the undiagnosed people, or misdiagnosed people. Yeah, I think there's a lot more that we need to talk about on misdiagnosis, undiagnosis, if that's even a thing. Well, it is a thing. I don't know if it's a word. It is now. And yeah, I think, well, we've had lots of episodes on diagnosis and self-identification. So I think this is the part of the website where we put this episode. But definitely, see, that's the thing I was saying to you. Keep us up. Like, let's do a big episode when you figure it all out and whatever. But I said to you, when's that going to be? And you were like, oh, we really don't know. Is that?
Yeah. How do you know if you don't know what you're looking for?
Yeah. Gosh, so it could be years?
Could be.
Sort it out, guys. We'll have to
Hurry up.
We'll have to get them to hurry up. Time to waste with this. Yeah, right. Well, yeah, we'll keep everyone updated.
Yeah, definitely.
Regardless of whether they're taking their time or not. Yeah. Lucy, do you want to lead us out?
Yeah, so I just wanted to say, hi to everyone. I'm Lucy. And it's great to connect with the muscular dystrophy community. Yeah,
wonderful. You're a part of the community, regardless of what specific thing you have.
Yes, definitely.
Right, guys, we'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.